Hey everyone, it's Jenny from Homestead Corner, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the uses for bleach in an emergency situation. Bleach is one of those things that pretty much everybody has in their home. Most people keep it in their home because it is great for cleaning and laundry. You want to make sure you have the right kind of bleach for an emergency, because you cannot use those scented or the splash ones if you are looking to disinfect water. It is not going to work. It could definitely make you sick. When you are looking at bleach and purchasing it to have on hand for emergencies and disaster situations, you definitely want to make sure that it has the active ingredient sodium hypochlorite. And an average is about 5.25% to 6% of the active ingredient sodium hypochlorite. And you want that, you don't want any of the scents or anything that makes it splashless, because if you're going to be treating water with it, you just want that active ingredient. So that is what you want to look for, and Clorox is one of those that does have that. I noticed some of the like Dollar Tree bleaches and stuff, the ones that I saw all had additives and other active ingredients in it. So you really want to make sure you have the right kind, or you're not going to be able to use it to clean water with, which could be, you know, a life or death situation. You want to make sure that you can get your water nice and clean. And also you want to make sure, like this one is a concentrate and it is 7.5 is the active ingredient in it, and you want to make sure you know, make sure it's on the label, and you know, because when you are diluting it into water or using it for anything, you want to be able to use the right amount. Okay, these amounts that I'm going to give you today are ones that the CDC recommends, but that is for the normal active ingredient of sodium hypochlorite at 5.25 to 6%. So you want to make sure what you have. If you've got the concentrate, it still will work, but you don't want to use as much of it. So for water, when you are in a situation that you're not sure that the drinking water is safe to drink, you can add 8 drops of bleach to 1 gallon of water, up to 16 drops, especially if the water is kind of cloudy. I would definitely, if you're getting water from a river, you want to at least give it some kind of pre-filter. If you don't have a filtration system, you want to like run it through some couple layers of t-shirt or something like that, just through cloth, so you can get it, you know, some of the gunk out of the water. And if it's cloudy, you can add up to 16 drops per gallon and safely drink it. But you do not want to drink it right away. You want to wait at least 30 minutes, I would say a couple of hours, because the bleach will dissipate over time. So it's not something you want to drink immediately. You want to make sure you let it sit, and some of that bleach can come out of there and you don't get sick from it. There is a really good chance that in an emergency situation, you're not going to have a dropper available to get 8 or 16 drops out of the thing into your gallon of water and really measure it accurately. So there are other ways to do it. 16 drops is about 1/4 teaspoon, or you could take a paper towel and your little bit of bleach solution, of bleach, and just put your towel down in and let it drip and count those drops. So, you know, you can get those accurately. And if you get 9 drops instead of 8, that's okay. You don't want to go over 16 for a gallon though. Bleach is also great for sanitizing and disinfecting surfaces for your food, containers and things like that. And you can use 1 teaspoon to a gallon of water, and that is going to be strong enough to clean any bacteria from raw meats or anything like that. You definitely want to make sure when it's not real sanitary conditions, if you use this, you can wipe down, you know, anything the meat is going to come in contact. And definitely if you have raw meats, clean it again after, before you put anything else on there. Because if you're not going to cook the item, especially like you put bread or something like that down on it, that's not going to get cooked and it gets the bacteria from the raw meat, that can get you sick. So cleaning in between and wiping things off is going to be super helpful and help keep you healthy, because a lot of stuff is spread in bacteria and things like that are spread in disaster situations when we don't have the proper tools to clean everything. And we can also use that same solution of 1 teaspoon of bleach to 1 gallon of water to clean out containers. Like if you have a thermos or a cooler or something that's kind of stinky, you can put that water in there with the bleach and let it sit and soak for like half an hour, and that will help eat any bacteria out of there and clean it really well. And you just want to rinse it off really good afterwards. Another big problem, especially in hot climates, is in a disaster when the electricity is down, mold and mildew can grow really fast and spread around. And that can be really dangerous. It is not good for you to be breathing that in and stuff. If you see any mold, you definitely want to get that taken care of and cleaned up right away. And to kill the mold and mildew off, you can use 1 cup of bleach to 1 gallon of water, and you could spray it on or pour it on or wherever it is, however you can get it on there, use a sponge or whatever. But you want to let it sit for at least 10 minutes before you start scrubbing it, because bleach is a contact solution, and when it's on there is when it's going to do the work. So just putting it on and wiping it off is not going to kill the mold. You want to let it sit for at least 10 minutes before you start scrubbing, and that will take care of your mold. Another thing that bleach is really great for in emergency situations is preventing the spread of disease and viruses. Most emergencies, proper sanitation is usually a really big problem, and being able to stop it is going to help you stay healthy and everyone else around. Especially if you know that someone is sick, you have someone sick in your home, you want to make sure you keep everything clean. Emergency situations, we're not able to get to the doctor like we normally would, and we want to make sure to be able to get them healthy, and we need to stay healthy so we can take care of them in the meantime. So you can use 1 part to 100 parts of bleach for fabric, clothing, things like that. Yes, it is probably going to destroy your colored clothes, but in these types of situations, who cares what your clothes look like, really? It's a matter of keeping everyone healthy and safe. Cleaning hard surfaces, just like your kitchenware and things like that, when you're cooking, you can use a teaspoon of bleach to 1 gallon of water just on any hard surface. You can soak hard things in the bleach solution however you need to do it. If like kids' toys and things like that, you can soak them right in there while you're cleaning other stuff, and then make sure you rinse them really, really well. Bleach works as a contact agent, so it's spraying it in the air might kill some bacteria. It's not going to kill all the bacteria though. It needs to come in contact and stay in contact with it. So it works really great on hard surfaces, clothing, anything like that. It's going to work really good on. But spraying it in the air is not really going to help anything. And it really could get you sick. You could get it in your eyes. I mean, it could be dangerous spraying it around. So I definitely wouldn't do that. And the last thing that I have seen, but I personally don't think I would do it myself. Well, I might in a real dire emergency. I would hope that I had some vinegar or something. I would feel a little bit safer with that. But if you live in a flood zone, and let's say the emergency was a flood and the fruits and vegetables, any produce that you have may have come in contact with that water. That water is pretty nasty in a flood, all that stuff that's in it. And you can take your fruits and vegetables and put them, you can soak them in a one teaspoon of bleach to 1 gallon of water, and you can soak them in there for like 30 seconds to help kill anything. And then you want to rinse them off really good and let them air dry before you eat them. But I would really hope that I could get my hands on some vinegar, because I'd feel much safer soaking my food in a little bit of vinegar than bleach. I mean, bleach will work, but I would hate to have it suck up all that bleach and chew on that. Ugh, yuck. And that is just a few ways to use bleach in an emergency situation. And I think it is great to have it on hand. Bleach is one of those things that doesn't last forever, and it does lose its potency over time. So you really don't want to keep much more than a 6-month supply in the house. But as soon as I open a jug, I buy another jug to make sure it is on the shelf. And if it is closed up, it's going to last a little bit longer than the 6 months probably. But it is one of those things that, you know, don't buy 10 years worth of bleach, because by the time 10 years comes, it's not going to be any good. It's not going to do what you need it to do. It's not going to disinfect anything. It's probably not going to work at all. And that's it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.